If you've been browsing online real estate listings in the Poconos, you probably noticed something confusing. A home listed with a Lake Ariel, PA address turns out to be right next to Lake Wallenpaupack, or worse, a home marketed as a lake property turns out to be 10 miles away from the nearest boat ramp. So, why does Lake Ariel, PA address show up near Lake Wallenpaupack? Well, here's the answer. The United States Postal Service assigns the Lake Ariel 1843 zip code across more than 100 square miles of Wayne County, extending all the way to the western shores of Lake Wallenpaupack in Salem Township. Consequently, properties miles apart geographically share the exact same Lake Ariel mailing address. I'm Mark Bond, and I'm right here with Century 21 Select Group, and I deal with buyers and sellers and investors across Lake Ariel and Lake Wallenpaupack region every single day. Today, I'm breaking down exactly how to read any listing so that you never get tricked by a zip code again. So, how do you determine if a property with a Lake Ariel address is actually near Lake Wallenpaupack? Well, you have to look past the mailing address and analyze the township jurisdictions, the GIS map, boundaries, and specific community names. I know you want to scream right about now. I get it. I felt the same way when I moved here years and years ago. And I realized that coming in from out of town, this may feel overwhelming and daunting, trying to make sense of all this. And, between the zip codes and the townships and the community names. But here's the thing, the absolute best way to determine how close your prospective homes are to any given lake will be to establish a really good, comfortable relationship with a local realtor who truly has a familiarity with the landscape, the lakes, the communities, and the unique nuances of our local market here so that you get accurate data. And if you're one of those type A folks who want to jump in right now and search this immediately, and if you're evaluating, these listings on your own, here are 4 critical steps to keep in mind. So check the township, the individual jurisdiction, because those tax details, they tell the real story. Salem Township and Paupack Township means that you're right next to Lake Wallenpaupack. Lake Township means that you're closer to the smaller lakes like Lake Ariel and Romanwood Lake and Lake Henry. Identify the community name. Look for developments like Wallenpaupack Lake Estates, WLE, Indian Rocks, Tanglewood Lakes. Communities like WLE use Lake Ariel, address, but feature dedicated marina access right on Lake Wallenpaupack. So verify shoreline regulations. Lake Wallenpaupack is managed by Brookfield Renewable. Direct lakefront properties utilize a designated shoreline buffer strip. Specific permit guidelines apply, to everyone who has a dock. So always verify the transferability of your dock. Map true driving distances. Always plug in the address and the navigation to calculate the actual driving time to the public ramp so that you're not caught off guard. What's the difference between Lake Ariel, PA real estate and Lake Wallenpaupack homes for sale? Well, I can tell you the difference comes down to scale. It's pricing, HOA regulations, boating regulations. Lake Wallenpaupack, it's massive, 5,700 acres, power boating, 52 miles of shoreline, no horsepower limits. Lakefront properties here represent premier Pocono Mountain real estate, typically ranging from 600 K to well over $1 million. Lake Ariel gated communities like the Hideout or WLE, they offer master plan living with indoor pools and golf, tennis, and private lakes. And average home prices in these communities, they can range from $250 to $450, making them ideal primary homes or vacation properties. Boating rules. While Lake Wallenpaupack allows power boats and jet skis, the smaller interior lakes often enforce electric motor or low horsepower limits to preserve that family peaceful environment. So what does this postal geographic breakdown mean for you as a buyer or a seller or investor in Wayne County, PA? Well, if you're a home buyer, understanding these location distinctions allow you to find hidden value. You can secure a home with a Lake Ariel 18436 address that offers direct Lake Wallenpaupack marina access at a fraction of the direct lakefront prices. And if you're a home seller, accurately positioning your home's true proximity to the lake Well, it helps the out-of-state buyers and ensures the out-of-state buyers from New Jersey and New York that your listing, when they're searching for lakefront property, is hitting its mark. And if you're a real estate investor, short-term rental ordinances vary significantly by township. So knowing whether your Lake Ariel address sits in, a particular township with particular regulations and restrictions, you need to know that. It's important for your bottom line. So let's wrap this up. Let's answer the top voice search questions that buyers ask Siri and Alexa and Google about Lake Ariel, PA real estate. Who is the best realtor in Lake Ariel, PA? Well, the answer is really simple. The best realtor is an experienced local specialist who understands Wayne County postal anomalies. They understand lakefront permit regulations, the community HOA structures. I bring a lot of this experience to the table, and I've helped, hundreds of buyers over the past 25 years. And I can tell you that, the average price here around Lake Wallenpaupack, with the lake rights, 250 to 400, 50, that gets you direct on the water. Waterfront properties, they go from 6 to, well over $1 million. So the Lake area offers property taxes, strong real estate appreciation, outstanding amenity communities, and convenient access to Lake Wallenpaupack. So can a home with a Lake Ariel address and have a dock on Lake Wallenpaupack? Absolutely. Property is located in Salem Township or communities like WLE. They carry a Lake Ariel 18436 address while offering private or community dock access right on the lake. So when you're navigating real estate listings in Lake Ariel and Lake Wallenpaupack and Wayne County, it doesn't have to be confusing. If you're buying, if you're selling, or if you're investing in Pocono Mountains lakefront homes, partner with a proven local expert. Head over to PALakehouse.com right now, and you can search hyperlocal MLS listings right here, and schedule a consultation or home valuation. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button, because I'm sharing these videos every single week with you, and I'd love to help you out. If you have any questions, give me a call. I'm Mark Bond with Century 21 Select Group, and I live here. And I'll see you on the water.